Hi, I'm Randy Reid, editor of Design Enlightening Magazine, and we are here at the IALD Enlighten Americas conference near San Diego, and I am joined by Giulio Pedota of Schuler Shook, and you have received an Award of Merit for O'Hare Terminal 5, if I'm correct.
That is correct.
All right, tell our audience a little bit about that job.
It's a great project, highly sophisticated, designed by HOK Chicago. And it's an expansion of the existing terminal because of the high demand that the airports are feeling. They have to expand, okay? And the design is very unique, especially for the departure terminal. And you can see that.
And when you say it's unique, tell our audience.
Well, it's an array of I don't know exactly the amount of domes that are in the ceiling, but it's got over 3,000 downlights that are installed adjacent to the domes, and the domes had to be lit, and they provide the general lighting. But in addition to providing the general lighting, they provide the visual impact of that terminal, and that's what's kind of beautiful about it.
Okay, as we talk about downlights, what's the diameter?
The diameter is 6 inches because they're really high up in the ceiling. Yeah.
Okay, and whose fixtures?
Light-to-leer.
Light-to-leer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a 5-name spec. Okay, and Light-to-leer was chosen as the one manufacturer. So.
Okay. Chromaticity, Kelvin?
Is 3,000 Kelvin.
And any controls on it?
Yeah, absolutely. 0 to 10 volt. It's funny. I just came out of a DALI session.
Okay.
And we're at the time we were using 0 to 10 volts. So yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. So, what was one of the biggest challenges for this project in the design?
I think the biggest challenge was to get the domes illuminated correctly. Okay, they're kind of like 6 diameter domes, and they have an eyelid, what we call an eyelid, and the fixture is hidden, directly above the eyelid to uplight the dome, and the dome had to be lit uniformly. And in addition to that, we had to create a tapering lip so that we would conceal the fixture that was uplighting the dome, and then directly behind that fixture there's the downlight because the domes couldn't deliver all the general lighting for the space, so we had to sneak in a downlight, so from certain vantage angles you could see the downlight, so we had to create a lip. Okay. Needless to say, it was like 3 or 4 mock-ups that we had to do to achieve it.
When you're creating the lip, you're working close with the architect, right? Because
Absolutely.
The architect has to be involved with that.
Absolutely. They know exactly what material to use to create the lip and how it has to taper, on the angles, because they have a say about, how this dome has to look. Our responsibility was to, illuminate it uniformly, okay, and making sure that there was no shadows. So,
how long did the design take?
The design, we started right in March of 2020. HOK was already advanced, with the design of because they start with, a schematic design. They bring you during design development, and so you have to catch up to them. And we went from March 2020 until this past summer that it was substantially complete. There's still a portion that is going to be completed by the end of the year, but the more sort of significant and visually impactful terminal or part of the terminal is done. So.
Okay. Now, I understand there was tunable white on this job. Is that right?
Absolutely. We designed the project so that the basis of design was a tunable white system. And then the fallback, if they couldn't afford it, then was static white. Unfortunately, the client couldn't afford the tunable white, which would have been great because during the day we could have gone to 3,500 kelvins, and then at night we could have done 3,000. So we had to kind of decide, what do we want to do? Do we want to go to 3,500? And then the thought of living with 3,500 at night didn't appeal to us. We thought that the the space needed to be a little bit warmer at night. So we went with 3000, and actually it was a very good choice because it mixes well with daylight, okay, and then at night it looks really spectacular.
How many fixtures on the job?
There's over there's over 3,000 downlights.
So let me understand, 3,000 downlights.
Yeah.
About what was the cost differentiation between going with tunable white versus static for the whole job? Do you know that number offhand?
It was 22%.
Okay.
Yeah.
22%. That's high.
Yeah. Yeah. At the time, for a project like that, it was,
Okay.
Well, because you have to consider controls,
Right.
as well. So
Right.
it's I think overall we're very happy with the results. The CDA is really happy with it, and we'll continue to push for tunable white to have a sort of more circadian lighting experience. So
Okay. Well, Giulio, thank you and congratulations.